Hey YouTube, Kira Twig here, bringing you all my Elemental Heroes Sparkman Yugioh deck profile for October 2020. Focusing more on the Elemental Heroes again, I wanted to start making deck profiles that worked with each individual Elemental Hero from the original ones that Jaden used during the first series, including Elemental Hero Avion, Burstinatrix, Clayman, Sparkman, and Bubbleman, all having different cards, different support that work with each individual hero, and a lot of them just, making it so you can activate these cards with these specific heroes on the field. And then also I wanted to make decks that focus on those particular fusions you can make with each one, because each hero definitely had a good amount of different fusion monsters to go with them. Sparkman being my favorite, I wanted to start off with him and then work from there to see if enough of you enjoy these versions of the hero decks to focus on more in the future and see which ones you would like to see next. So let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So for our Elemental Heroes, I'm running 3 of the main ones to go to, which is Elemental Hero Sparkman, the strongest of the normal monster original heroes that Jaden used, 1600 attack, and also focuses on the light attribute for the hero monsters. So with this deck, I didn't really want to limit to just all Elemental Hero cards. I wanted to mix in anything that would work well with Elemental Hero Sparkman, including, the masked heroes, the evil heroes potentially, you name it, all the different playstyles you can do with this card alone. But you definitely want to run 3 of it, since it is your main go-to card for all of your different plays that you can rely on and all the different spells we have for Elemental Hero Sparkman also. I actually think of all the Elemental Heroes, Sparkman may be one with the least amount of different card supports for, what you can use in the deck, but still all the other heroes are following back up to him in this deck profile. So we run the 1 Elemental Hero Avion, the 1 Elemental Hero Burstinatrix, the 1 Clayman, the 1 Necroshade, the 1 Bubbleman, and the 1 Blade Edge. All of these cards focusing on different fusions that you can use with your Elemental Hero Sparkman, with Blade Edge, Necroshade, and Clayman each having individual fusions with Sparkman, and then Burstinatrix and Avion working with the Flying Wingman fusion to go into Shining Flare Wingman, and Bubbleman and Avion working on the Tempest play. But you just need the one-ofs for each of them. There are plenty of ways to search out all the different heroes in this deck, and the main focus will be obviously Stratos for this deck as backup for searching out your Sparkman for your plays. So I want to run 3 of this card as well, with Sparkman being your main go-to search with this card, so you can always have it set up for your spell cards and fusion plays, because you can summon out Stratos, and if you have the means to fusion summon your Sparkman onto the field, then you can at least let this card be your normal summon, or even special summon with some of the other spells we run in the deck. I also run the 2 Elemental Heroes Solid Soldier, so we have the special summon power to get out Link monsters in the deck as well. A very, very useful play for sure with your setup in the deck. And then more special summon power as well, when you can special summon back Sparkman after using Solid Soldier, and it special summons in defense position, but you still have other plays to go for from there. And also, to finish off the hero support, I run the 3 Elemental Hero Honest. Now, if you are going to focus on Sparkman being your main go-to play, you just want some protection, and this hand trap definitely boosting up the attack of Sparkman. If you don't have Honest heroes and you have Honest, since our, Sparkman is a light attribute monster, you can also use those cards as backup, but the Honest Neos just work more for the fact that they'll go with all of our different hero monsters in the deck, and just work from there if we need that power boost. But that is it for the monsters. Like I said, this is a very hero-focused build, and the main focus being Sparkman. And of all the heroes, Sparkman, like I said, has the least amount of spell and trap support. Cards like Bubbleman and Avion definitely have a good number compared to Sparkman, with the only spell that specifically focuses on Sparkman being Spark Blaster. You can only equip this card to Elemental Hero Sparkman. During the main phase of your turn, you can change the battle position of one face-up monster. After you use this effect 3 times, destroy this card. So there's no limit to the Spark Blaster and how many times you can use it in a turn. You just have to equip it onto Elemental Hero Sparkman. If you need to get over some pesky monsters on your opponent's field, you can switch them to either attack and defense, or whichever one you preferably want. You can't use it on Link monsters, so remember that, but still a great way to set up all of your different plays, even defensive plays, being able to switch your heroes after attacking to defense position with Spark Blaster, as long as you have Sparkman on the field to use. It'll only get easier with the deck profiles as well in the future as well, because because of the fact that they'll have more spell support than just the Spark Blaster to rely on. If we ever get more support for Sparkman in the future, I definitely think that'll be pretty awesome as well, since he is my favorite of the original heroes of Jaden. For more search power in the deck, like I said, we want to open up Sparkman as quickly as we can, so I run the 3 emergency calls as well. Being able to not just search out Sparkman, but any of the heroes we may need for any of his fusions is just an added bonus from there, so you definitely want to run 3 of this card for that search power. And we also run the 2 Miracle Fusion. We're running Polymerization as well, but this card just is a great help for graveyard plays. I don't like to banish too many of the Sparkman because they'll be our main focus for a lot of different plays in the deck. But still, being able to, fusion some out, let's say Flame Wingman, and then fusion out using the Sparkman you control with Polymerization to make Shining Flare Wingman makes it all the better as well. And for the newer cards we're running in the deck, I'm running 3 Fusion Deployment. With this card, you reveal 1 fusion monster in your extra deck, special summon from your hand or deck 1 fusion material whose name is specifically listed on that card. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck except fusion monsters the turn you activate this card, and you can only activate 1 fusion deployment per turn. Another great way just to search out and special summon your elemental hero Sparkman onto the field. And the fact that you're limited to fusion plays doesn't affect this deck at all, aside from the link monsters which you'll summon out. But even then, this is a great way to get the specific card you want, because elemental hero Sparkman is listed on a good amount of the cards in our extra deck to summon that card out, or even a specific card we may need for one of the fusions with Sparkman. So running 3 of this is a big help for sure, and definitely needed in the deck. For more of the fusion plays, I am also running 3 Polymerization, your go-to card for all of your fusion plays. It was Jaden's main go-to way for fusion summoning. It'll be yours as well in this deck, just being able to send those resources to the graveyard and then recycle them from there with some of the other cards in the deck. So 3 of this along with the 3 Miracle Fusion just makes it all the better for sure for your fusion plays to go into and have plenty of access to cards in the extra deck. I also run 3 Oversoul, being the way to special summon back your elemental hero Sparkman onto the field. If you want to run 2 Oversoul and 1 Monster Reborn, you can do that as well. I just have the 3 Oversoul here, going for as more of a fusion-based deck as we can, with little to no, generic staples to run, and focusing just on the hero support we have. And I also run the 3 Unexpected Die. We have plenty of ways to search out Sparkman. With Fusion Deployment, Emergency Call, and Unexpected Die, you should always at least have Sparkman on the field by the first turn, so running these are definitely needed. And I can see these cards playing trend to the lineup for the future hero decks to come that will focus on each individual hero as well. But 3 Unexpected Die just gives you a special summon and also saves your normal summon of any other hero you may have in your hand for you to use link plays if you wish also. And then for some of the one-ofs, I run the 1 Hero Lives, 1 on the ban list, so we have to go with that there. But another special summon option for your Sparkman, the same for search options, being Reinforcements of the Army, searching out any of our level 4 or lower warrior-type monsters in the deck. And the 1 Mass Change, we have some of the Link Monster search with our Elemental Extra Hero Wonder Driver for that search there. This can also potentially be a Dark Fusion spot, because there is Lightning Golem for the evil heroes if you wanted to run evil hero Lightning Golem in the extra deck instead of go for the masked hero lineup. Player preference at that point with what you want to run. I wanted more of a quick hero change during the battle phase for more attacks, but if you want to go the evil hero route, Dark Fusion can be substituted in for the mass change and Lightning Golem for the masked hero Koga in the extra deck. But that is it for the main deck. We'll now move on to the extra deck. I run the 2 Elemental Hero Thunder Giants. Now, this number that you run in the deck can completely be player preference on how many of each hero you wanted to run with the different fusions we have for Elemental Hero Sparkman. So we're running 2 of this, being able to just destroy face-up monsters on the field with original attack less than or equal to this card. By discarding a card, you use this card in Clayman, so you can even, summon with Polymerization. Then use Miracle Fusion in the graveyard to banish Clayman and Sparkman to make a second copy, and you're not limited to where you summon these cards out thanks to Master Rule 5 and that setup as well. One of the stronger fusions to go into is Elemental Hero Plasma Vice. You need Sparkman and Blade Edge to make this one. It cannot be, you must be, summon this card with fusion summoning, cannot be summoned by other ways, and when it attacks a defense monster, you inflict piercing damage to your opponent. and also by discarding one card from your hand, you can destroy one monster in attack position your opponent controls. So with Link monsters especially, this is a great card to rely on for the destruction play, and then being able to attack into the defense position monsters of your opponent with its own effect of, piercing. I also run the one Elemental Hero Darkbright. This one uses Elemental Hero Sparkman and Necro Shade for the special summon options with this card. A great one for sure for the fusion play. Also having the piercing battle damage with this card also. And also if it attacks, it is changed to defense at the end of the damage step. And if it's destroyed, you destroy one monster your opponent controls. So with Plasma Vice and Darkbright, you have two different destruction plays to take on your opponent with. And both focusing on Sparkman for the fusion plays makes it all the better. And then I also run the one Elemental Hero Tempest being the go-to fusion for Avian, basically Bubbleman and Sparkman as well. And as long as you have other cards destroying the field, this card can stay on the field as well, protection-wise, and being one of the more stronger heroes we run in the deck as well. I run the one Elemental Hero Flying Wingman and the one Shining Flare Wingman to finish off the original hero lineup we run in the deck. I also run one Elemental Hero Sunrise and one Elemental Hero Trinity for the more generic hero spots when we do need these cards for more stronger plays, fusion-wise. I have the one Nova Master in here. I don't have any Elemental Hero The Shining, so if you want to run The Shining being a light attribute fusion for Elemental Hero Sparkman, you can take out the Nova Master and put it in this spot instead. And I also run the one Master Hero Koga we spoke before with Lightning Golem. This can be the spot for Lightning Golem if you want to take Mass Change out of the main deck and put in Dark Fusion for the Evil Hero fusion plays. And lastly, one First of the Dragons. This is just another good normal monster spot since we do run a good amount of normal monsters in the deck, being another boss monster for the extra deck to rely on against your opponent. And for the Link monsters, I run the one Extra Hero Wonder Driver, the one Infernal Devicer, and the one Dread Decimator for the Link monsters you can go into when you have your setup on the field. And as for some of the go-to plays, one of my favorites with Elemental Hero Sparkman rely on having Solid Soldier, Sparkman in your hand, and also one of your Spark Blasters, which we run 3 Sparkman and 3 Spark Blaster. So a good chance you'll draw into this card as well. With your setup, you normal summon your Elemental Hero Solid Soldier. When it's normal summon, you can special summon one level 4 lower hero monster from your hand. So you'll special summon out your Elemental Hero Sparkman, and then have the 2 monsters on the field to use for your fusion play, which then you will use the fusion of one of your hero monsters. So whether you go for Elemental Hero The Shining, or if you have the additional hero in your hand to go into Trinity, with this setup on the field, you'll use the monsters to summon out whichever card you want from your deck onto the field. Even Elemental Hero Gaia, if you wished for the setup, you'll get your fusion monster out onto the field to summon out. Like I said, if you use the 3 monsters as well, you can go into your Elemental Hero, whichever hero you want from there, or the Vision Hero Trinity for that spot as well. So getting that monster out onto the field will then activate Elemental Hero Solid Soldier, being able to special summon a hero monster from your graveyard in defense position. So you'll special summon out your Elemental Hero Sparkman, and it'll be in defense position. So if you're going to do this play in main phase 1, you'll want to obviously attack with Elemental Hero Sparkman. That is where the Spark Blaster will come in. You will equip it onto your newly special summoned Sparkman out onto the field, and then you'll use Spark Blaster to switch your Elemental Hero Sparkman to attack position. You'll have the newly made fusion monster of your choice made as well, and the Sparkman that can swing into your opponent's monster. If you want to use the second round for the Spark Blaster to switch one of your opponent's monsters to defense, it might be easier for Sparkman or Trinity or whichever fusion you summon out to attack into that monster. And then come main phase 2, if you don't use Sparkman for another Link play, you can switch it to defense mode with Spark Blaster, and the same can be said for your other monster before destroying this card. Very fun play, focusing on the one spell card we have for Sparkman. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I definitely did enjoy focusing a hero deck on one hero, and I definitely do hope to do so in the future as well. If anyone has any requests on what hero you would like to see next, I'm definitely excited to work on all of those, because like I said, unlike Sparkman, a good amount of the other heroes we have left have plenty of different spell support to make for an interesting play style of a deck, including Bubbleman, Avian, Persinatrix, and Clayman. So until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.